Week 2 NFL. It is a beautiful Sunday morning to win some money. It's Bryson Stricker. I'm Jake Circus. Hope everyone's doing great. We're going to build a parlay today. We got best bets. We're going to go through the most popular bets. Bryson, how are we, my man? First Sunday for us at home of the season.
Yeah, I know it's nice. I prefer working in this environment in terms of like having my monitors, having all my I have what I want on the TV. The volume is what I want. Had fun last week at DraftKings, won a lot of money, which was nice as well. But excited to see if I can stay hot. Today's going to be a real barometer for what the season's going to be. If I win today, it's over.
Yeah, week 2 is normally like the overreaction week where you get, some adjustments in the market and you got to, adjust some rankings and some ratings. So week 1, hopefully not a fluke for us, but let's start with the most bet touchdown scores. We're going to quickly go through that, and then we're going to build our own parlay. So once we get that graphic on the screen, we will go through that. So one thing that I noticed with these touchdown scores, 4 of the 5 of them did not score last week. Anything that you like or don't like?
Yeah, you know, one I really do like, that's up there is Jahmyr Gibbs. I do think Jahmyr Gibbs is getting in there today. I felt like, at least from watching last week on Monday, felt like the Vikings were able to run the ball on the Bears. So I imagine the Lions are going to try and establish that pretty early today. So I do like Gibbs. I don't mind CD. That Cowboys game, obviously, I'm assuming Cowboys game is going to show up at the top of the most bet teams as well. But I don't know, like CD, you got to think like they tried to throw in the ball a lot last week. They did pretty early, and late on they tried again, and he kept dropping the ball. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like CD's getting in there. Jamar, I think the Bengals are going to lose today, so I don't know what to think about Jamar getting in the end zone. But yeah, I don't know. Like, so I never understood how Kyron Williams scores every week. He had a really long streak for a while, and it's like he scores every week. It says Kyron Williams touchdown on the screen at some point. But it's like I never understand how he does it. But yeah, my favorite pick, we'll talk about it soon, is not on there. So I love that.
My favorite pick is also my favorite pick is also not on here as well. So this is interesting. A ton of big names up there. Let's build our own. We're gonna go 4 legs with this. Who is the first guy that you're gonna throw out here for our touchdown parlay?
Dude, to me, it's Jonathan Taylor, man. Got screwed on Jonathan Taylor last week. Daniel Jones vultured 2 touchdowns from me.
Right.
But I don't know. I really owe Jesus. I don't use DraftKings on my computer very much. I really like Jonathan Taylor. I actually really like. I like the Colts today. I like Jonathan Taylor today. That is going to be my best bet in terms of touchdown scores. There's just no way he does not score.
JT, yeah, we were watching that game, and the Colts just were moving the ball all over Miami, and JT couldn't get in for you. And Daniel Jones, we saw some crazy tickets on Daniel Jones 2+ touchdowns. I can't even believe
Insane.
people are betting that stuff. That's nuts.
It's like, what place do you have to be in mentally like this hour to like decide to put real money on that? I don't like. I've never gotten to that point myself. I can't speak for others, but it's like I have never been like, yep, Daniel Jones 2 tutties today. That's about to happen. I just don't get how people do it.
So let's go to, you mentioned the Cowboys-Giants game, probably one of the most popular bet games today at DraftKings. And I'm not going to go CeeDee Lamb. I'm surprised this guy was not on the most bet list, but Javonte Williams plus 105 to score a touchdown. He's going to be their red zone guy. It doesn't really seem like they really have anybody else that's going to take away opportunities in the red zone. The Cowboys could not run the ball at all last year, and last week I got Jalen Carter was ejected before the first scrimmage play of that game. But I think Javonte Williams is going to be able to get some chances more than anyone else on offense. So I'll take him at plus money to score against this Giants. I was really disappointed with the Giants last week. I like that front 4 they have, and they were getting bullied against the Commanders.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think you were on Giants straight up. I had them in a teaser, and I was praying for a bet. I think I had plus 13.5. They lost by 14. Like, I was just praying for points, man. And they just like could not, dude. They looked horrible. Like we'll talk about it a little bit more when Cowboys show up on the most bet team today. But it's like, dude, the Giants. I've been out on Russell Wilson for like 2 or 3 years. Like I thought that was a horrible trade or signed by the Broncos, and the fact that another team picked him up, like I I am not a believer in the Russell Wilson experience. So I think the Cowboys are going to roll today. I think the Cowboys looked way better than people expected last week
Yeah.
too, which I'm sure there is some overreaction here, but I don't know. I think yeah, and I like Devontae Williams too because Dak was on the 1 yard line, QB sneak opportunity, didn't sneak. So at least it looks like you're not going to get vultured by your quarterback, which is nice.
Yeah, I think that they're going to be a little bit careful with his body going into especially the early parts of the season. We don't know if this is really going to be a great year for Dallas. So I agree with that. There's nothing worse when you have a running back or a receiver and the quarterback sneaks it in. So yeah, who's your next pick for this?
Yeah, I've been back and forth on some things. Like a guy I really like, and I know you're a Bengals guy. I really like Chase Brown every week. I don't know. I'm assuming you probably didn't watch the show too much last year, but like I was always pushing Pacheco or Hunt because like these teams with like good wide receivers and good quarterbacks, everyone bets the wide receivers and thinks, oh, they throw the ball all the time, they throw the ball all the time. But it's like these teams run the ball. The Bengals like give Chase Brown scores a lot of touchdowns. It's like their receivers might get him down the field, but it's like when they go out of bounds at the 2 yard line or get tackled at the 2 yard line, it's like they give the ball to Chase Brown almost every single time. So I do like Chase Brown, but again, I'm scared of that game. I think the Bengals are going to lose, man. But I don't know if I want to like get myself tied up in all that. I don't know. Like, Zay Flowers always speaks to me. Jahmyr Gibbs, we talked about that earlier. I don't know if I want another, minus odds because I'm a big high odds guy. I want payout to be pretty decent. Amon-Ra St. Brown, what do you think?
Plus 140. I think this is a bounce back game for the Lions. Everywhere I look at it, I think last week was a big overreaction. And Gibbs if we're going between the two running backs and then St. Brown, I think that's by far the best value bet for us. Plus 140.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I mean, the Bears defense looked good in the first half. Yeah, they looked good in the first half, but dude, JJ McCarthy pieced them up at the end of that game.
Yeah.
So, I like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
There's for sure going to be some opportunities. I think Jalen Johnson's a full go. He was off the injury report. He didn't play on Monday, but they're still a little banged up. A couple of their corners also got hurt. So, yeah, I'm in on it. So our last pick. Let's get some high odds here. I'm looking at this Niners Saints game. This is the one I'm struggling to figure out from a side perspective. I took some Saints before Purdy was officially ruled out, but I think the Saints are going to score some points here in this game. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I have Alvin Kamara receptions. I bet that like 2 days ago. I bet Chris Olave first quarter yard. That's my favorite bet when Spencer Rattler's the quarterback. Yeah, I know they only scored 10 last week, right? Is that right?
They got to I think they lost 20-13. They had a chance to win at the end. They were driving.
Yeah, no, it's like, well, I felt like when they showed the Saints offense, like the Saints offense appeared to be moving, like, and then like something stupid would happen. But it's like they seemed to be moving last week. Not in on the Niners, man. I wanted to be in on the Niners, and then the Niners became the Niners again, and it happened in week 1 instead of in the Super Bowl. I'm out on the Niners. So yeah, I could see some points there too. I know some people in the chat. This guy, Bagel and Locks. I don't know if you know Bagel and Locks. Bagel and Locks trying to sell us on Stephon Diggs, man. That's nuts.
We got some DK Metcalf love, Bijan.
Yeah.
So the reason why I was throwing out that
Niners
game is Olave is plus 205. If he can stay in the game, that seems good. So Kamara's plus 100. But like I don't know. Like I'm with you. Like I'm
25-1.
So
you're talking to me. You're speaking my language.
That gets us to a pretty good spot. I think if I had to make a pick in this game for a touchdown, I would take Olave at plus 205. But is there anyone else that we think we could swap him out for?
Well, so someone dropped in the chat. Bijan, I think, is a really good shout, dude. I don't know if you have a take on this Sunday Night Football game. Like, I really think I think the Vikings are better than the Falcons, but I don't think the Vikings are all that good. I thought like what we saw through like 2 3/4 quarters on Monday was not good from JJ McCarthy. And I expect the Falcons to be better than the Bears. And so it's like my take is would they be a little bit more opportunistic? I would kind of lean towards yes. And like we saw Swift have a lot of success in the passing game, especially early on, against the Vikings. With facing a Bijan is probably the second best running back in the league, and probably pretty. I mean, I guess maybe third if you want to say Henry and Barkley, but Bijan's good. They're going to give him the ball a lot. That -135 like feels pretty good to me. But
Bijan
I'll also
over
say this.
receptions seems like a bet that
Yes,
you would make.
yeah, no, 100%. I will be on that. You know me.
Yeah, there was a lot of quick passes from Atlanta last week. Doesn't really seem like they're confident in their offensive line, and they're going to get the ball out quick against this Brian Flores blitz defense. So it's -135, but like I could.
Well, let me tell you something, Circus. I know
I
it's
could
your
get
first
with
time
you.
on the show, but we be doing 5 legs chants sometimes. Yeah,
Okay.
5 legs, because I'm a firm believer that 5 legs is better than 4 legs. And so if you click Bijan, we're going to get like a 43-1, 44-1.
Yeah, I mean, go big or go home. There's some Jawan Jennings love from Bagel and Locks. Mac Jones to
Dude,
Jawan Jennings right in front of
no
him.
shot.
I'm also out on that.
No shot. Dude, I'll give Bagel Locks credit. Bro be like pulling some niche touchdown scores out of his ass. But sometimes sometimes he just flat out misses. And I think Jawan Jennings is a flat out miss. He likes Mac Jones. I would not be shocked if Logan's betting the Niners today because of Mac Jones. And it's like, dude, I will not be there holding your hand for that, brother.
Chris Olave, man, wild pull from us. That's risky. He left the game twice last week.
Though.
I
I
know.
like it.
I think the Niners give it some points here. I think this is like a 26-23 type game. I think the Saints win.
Yeah, dude, I like it. I like it.
All right, let's talk about the. So we're officially locking this in.
Yes. Once I guess we need to read it out. Do you want me to read it or do you want to read it?
You can read it.
Okay. Week 2, anytime tutty parlay. Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave, and we're capping it off. Sunday Night Football, Bijan Robinson, 44-1. Tail that shit at DraftKings. We're hitting. That's all I got to do. This is hit. Dude, I truly don't see a world like it's really Olave, and I say this every week, Circus. I say this every week. We have Olave to score a touchdown at 44-1. Like that's really what we have.
That's a great
all these other guys are scoring.
Yeah,
I like.
And
this.
I will say,
I like it a lot.
We switched it up this week with the talent on the show, and that's all it takes to finally get in the win column. Because I don't know your guys' exact record, but I love Ryan. But this is what we need to win. This is what we need to win. Switch it up a little bit.
Ryan losing his spot on the show because you came on one time, we won again will be insane. Because Circus, the one time we did win, I'm not gonna give too much. Like I love Ryan, I love doing the show with Ryan, but my picks were the spicy shit. Like we hit 69-1. I had Desmond Ritter scored the first touchdown, and then I don't remember who the other one was. We had I think we had a tied it. I think Goddard was his and Chase was his, and whoever the other guy was also me. And it's like, dude, I love the spice. You came in here with Olave. You kind of stamping your card saying, I'm Circus. This is my time on the show. Chris Olave, plus 205. Let's hit this shit.
All right. Let's go to the public betting warning. The most popular bet teams today. It's not much of a surprise that Dallas is on top. They impressed a lot of people last week. It's also the Cowboys against a not so great team, so they're going to get a lot of bets. The Steelers on the road. Home against Seattle, -3.5. Public loves the Eagles in the Super Bowl rematch. They love the Niners at a short price against the Saints. And then the heroic Buffalo Bills at under a full touchdown on the road against the Jets. Anything eye-catching to you here?
I'll be on the Chiefs. Believe that. Um, Cowboys, I mean, I talked about it, like I wouldn't be shocked if they don't cover. I wouldn't be shocked if it's like Brandon Aubrey from 57, to win it situation, because that's just what happens when a team's at the top of the public betting warning. But they're not losing the Giants. The Giants are bad, like really bad. They're bad. That's all. That's my whole. They're bad. This is a bad football team. And so yeah, I wouldn't be betting. I don't lay minus points. You know that. But I sure as hell would not be betting Cowboys minus 4.5. But when I did my little ghost leg today, did I put Cowboys in money line in there? Yes, I did. Look at that.
All right, little ghosty, week 2.
Little ghosty.
Make sure to fill out your. I would have forgot. I was up late last night. I would have forgot. You just reminded me. For our viewers, make sure to fill out your ghost leg. It is probably the best promo DraftKings ever done. So, and didn't you cash your ghost leg last week?
I did. And guess what? Leg lost. The Giants.
Oh my God! All right, so there you go. Yeah. I think so. Cowboys. I agree with you. I'm not rushing to lay points there. I'm actually not betting on either of those teams. So any of those 5. So that's good sign for me in week 2. Super Bowl rematch, Bryson. Chiefs hosting the Eagles. These teams played last year. It was a really, really good game. Obviously, they played in the Super Bowl. What are we thinking here? Worthy's not going to play. The Chiefs looked a little bit discombobulated on offense. Defensively, Justin Herbert pretty much carved them up in Brazil. They got a lot of time to prepare, as do the Eagles. Eagles actually have an extra day of rest. Chiefs with the travel. Chiefs is a dog, man. Mahomes is a dog. It's been cash money. You said you were on the Chiefs. I'm also on the Chiefs. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm on the Chiefs. My take is this: when it comes down to it, I am a firm believer that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time. That I will always check down to that. That is my belief. And it's like, here I have Patrick Mahomes coming off a loss in another country. I have Taylor Swift's boyfriend, fiance, newly engaged. And I have them as home underdogs against a team that just mollywopped them in the Super Bowl. Not just beat them, mollywopped them. And I have to assume that there are other members of this football team who were there at the Super Bowl and got their ass beat, that have some, desire to get some extra anger out. You got a coaching staff that probably isn't thrilled that they got their ass beat in Super Bowl. I think it's a great spot for them. My take is I think the Eagles are really good, but I don't think the Cowboys are that good. And we saw the Cowboys do what they wanted for the most part against the Eagles last week. And I know the Chiefs offense at times looked kind of discombobulated. I think a divisional game is always going to be a divisional game. And I think the Chargers have kind of at times gotten the better of the Chiefs recently. They've just managed to choke it at the end in some capacity. Basically what happened last week, but instead of Justin Herbert running for the first down to seal the game, he doesn't. The Chiefs get the ball back, drive down the field, win the game. That's happened to the Chargers 3 or 4 times in the past 3 years. It's I think this is a good spot for the Chiefs. I think it's kind of their back's not against the wall, but it's what is it, 8%, 18% of teams have made the playoffs after starting 0-2. It's almost impossible, road back for them if they lose this game. So I think you're going to see a really good performance out of the Chiefs. And I think too, losing Worthy, I've always said with injuries, losing Worthy on that second play or first play, whatever, what happened is you planned to have Worthy, now have to plan not to have Worthy. They knew they weren't going to have Worthy all week. And so I imagine Andy Reid's, cooked around that, made some plans, and I expect their offense to get back to it. So I'm on the Chiefs as well.
Yeah, that's such a good point about, losing one of your best players when the game actually starts. So you can't, game plan or prep without him. Now they had, a full week plus a few extra days of change to really prep that. Obviously still without Rashee Rice, but from the Eagles' perspective, I don't think they really impressed anybody. This brand of football that they try to play, where it's, they lead in the second half and they just play ball control game. It can work against anybody, but when you have Mahomes on the other sideline with extra motivation, this is the rare double revenge game, because the Eagles went into KC after the last Super Bowl and won there in 2023. So the Eagles have beaten them twice in a row. But I think there's something's up with this Eagles defense. They really did not impress me against Dallas. So I think with this, Mahomes Reed regime under extra rest with motivation as a dog, it's too good to pass up. You just got to hold your nose and trust them to get it done and set all the X's and O's aside. All the receivers out. Mahomes doesn't look great, doesn't look accurate. Just set that aside and trust the trends and trust the GOAT.
Yep.
All right, Bryson. Best bets NFL week 2. Let's hear it. What do we got?
Well, first one, I mean, you kind of spoiled it for me already, but I'm still giving it out. Bijan Robinson over reception. I mean, come on, Sunday night, me on the Sunday Night Football running back receiving props guy. I love betting running back reception overs. I genuinely think it's like some of the best bets out there because it's like you almost always have a running back on the field. It's like what I always say is like, mind you, Bijan, like they still have Algier, I believe. So it's like he does, take some plays off. But it's like when you bet receivers, unless you're betting like wide receiver 1 and maybe even 2, but some teams like wide receiver 2 doesn't even play that much. It's like think about Luther Burden last week. Every play we're like, is Luther out there? Is Luther out there? He wasn't out there half the time. Bijan will be out there like 80 to 85% of the snaps. And he'll get handed the ball off on like 30, 40 of them. But it's like that other 60. It's like, can we just like everybody get covered for a second so that he just drops it off? And then, like you said, they threw a lot of short, quick passes last week. The Vikings defense are going to blitz a lot. What do you do when teams blitz? A little dumpy to the running back. Bijan Robinson, 4+ receptions, is a gift from the sports books.
His long touchdown last week, that was off of a reception out of the backfield. That was like their entire offense, but it was by far their longest play. I think that's going to have to be replicated against this Vikings defense. I actually like the Falcons plus the points here. I think these teams are a little bit more even. People think. My best bet of today. You know what, Bryson? I'm going to give out something gross and yucky. Jets plus 6.5 at home against the Bills off of the big emotional heroic win. This Jets team, this offense. Look out for this offensive coordinator, Tanner Engstrand. They got him from the Lions. He was their run game coordinator person. Now he's the OC for the Jets. This Fields thing, I think it's going to work. And I have severe questions about this Bills defense. They're injured in the secondary. I don't love this front four. This Jets offensive line is nasty, really, really good. This exact spot last year, I get the Jets had Aaron Rodgers. This exact spot last year is week 3 or 4 on Monday Night Football. Jets were +1 against the Bills at home. They would have won the game if they could make a field goal. This Jets team, Bryson, I think they're better than last year. I think this is a disrespectful line, almost a full tud. I think this is a gift. +6.5. I think this is a 1-score game that the Jets are for sure on upset watch. If I was in Survivor, I would go nowhere near the Bills this week.
Yeah, I think the Bills are like the second most popular Survivor pick from what I saw earlier.
Behind probably Dallas, right?
Yeah. When I was putting in my Survivor pick, well, I think maybe Ravens might be up there too, but yeah, like I agree with you. What I'll say though, I feel the same way about this game that I felt about Browns Bengals last week, and kind of even Giants Commanders. But yes, I think 6.5 is a good number. But I feel very strongly that very quickly, first 5-10 minutes of that game, +10.5 will be available. And I will probably grab +10.5. Because I said that Browns last week. It's like +5.5, like sharp as hell, and like everyone's preaching it. But it's like, I know I'm going to be able to get +9.5, +10.5 very quickly. And I did. And I doubled down. Like I took it. And it's like, I do think the Jets will give up. Like, Bills might drive. Who knows what will happen? I'll grab 9.5. I'll grab 10.5. And I'll buckle in. And see what happens from there. Because what I really think, I don't necessarily think it's gonna work per se. I guess work is probably the right word to describe what's gonna happen with Justin Fields. Because like I do think they'll be somewhat successful, but I don't think they'll be good. But what I do think will happen, I don't think that Bills defense is good at all. I mean, Lamar, until they decided to get conservative, like the Ravens did whatever they wanted against the Bills last week. But what I think is nice is I do think that like the way the Jets played last week against the Steelers is super replicatable again. It's like you have 2 good running backs, you have a good running quarterback, And it's the second they try to commit to stop the run, then you can throw the ball. And they have Garrett Wilson. So
Yeah.
it's about all you can ask for.
I don't think the Bills have anyone that can guard Garrett Wilson. I don't think they have anybody. So
Yeah,
he was
I agree.
very heavily involved. What are his props looking like? Could be
That's
could
a
be
good question.
He was by far their most targeted receiver last week. Seemed like all I needed was just to get Aaron Rodgers out of there, and Garrett Wilson can be that high volume guy again. 60 plus at minus 113. Is that a trap? Is that a little trappy? I'm not a big prop guy, but that kind of feels like a trap to me. He had nearly 100 last week.
Yeah, I think I'm a big receptions guy when it comes to your quarterback not being really good. I'm a receptions guy because it's like they'll find a way to get Garrett Wilson. You know, I mean, it's like they'll throw him screens, they'll like do reverse tosses. You know, like Garrett Wilson will probably get I'm a big like freebie. He's gonna get 2 or 3 freebies. What does he do beyond that? Who knows? But it's like he's gonna get 2 or 3 freebies. But yeah, no, Garrett Wilson's a good shout. I do expect him to have a good game today. Are you ready for my next best bet, Circus? That's the real question. Brandon Aubrey. Anytime the Cowboys are in this, like, they're playing a horrible team and, like, the line's crashing against them, and it's like, holy shit, are the Cowboys going to lose to this shitty team? Brandon Aubrey ends up with, like, 7 field goals. And so I am laddering Brandon Aubrey field goals today. I said the other day I didn't like laddering field goals. Thank God I didn't do it because Matt Gay missed 45 field goals for me. But I am taking Brandon Aubrey today. First number is it was minus 130 at one point, but I'm taking 3. I'm taking 4. And if they had offered me 5, I would have taken that too. I love
not good for
Devontae
Williams touchdown. That is not good at all.
I don't disagree, but it's like Brandon, you gotta remember, like, the new kickoff rules, bro, they've been getting to the 30 to 35. And there's like the Cowboys are 20 yards away from field goal range.
Great for Dallas.
Which is just insane. Insane. Yeah, so that's right. I'm netting out. I'll put 3+ here in the parlay. What's your next pick?
My next pick, I'm going to take the Seahawks plus the 3.5. I like that number. There are 2 games this week where, like, it's over the key number of 3, but the games are just destined to land 3. It's the Seahawks and the Steelers. And it's Sunday night, Falcons. These teams play so many close games. Just there's so much voodoo. We saw the Steelers last week. They were getting outplayed, and then boom, the fourth quarter starts, and they force a fumble on a kickoff. They score 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes, win the game off that. Probably didn't deserve to win. That's the Steelers' MO. That can still happen this week. It probably will. But the 3.5 is just so big. I like the Steelers defense. The Seahawks defense, I should say, that they got a great front 4, great secondary. Think it's a little bit of a regression game for Aaron Rodgers, who had a great game last week against the Jets. So I think this is a super low scoring game, 17-14 type deal. And I'll take that extra half point, 3.5 at minus 115. I think the Seahawks probably win. I would give out money line, but want to be a little more conservative here. So I'll take plus 3.5.
Yeah, dude, I've never understood how people lay minus 3.5. We don't have enough time. I could talk for 20 minutes about how on earth do you lay minus 3.5? Because, like, minus 3.5 is a bet that, like, you can kind of lose, like, really, like, not really. It's like 8-9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and, like, you could have lost that bet already. You know what I mean? And it's like the game could be, like, close, but it's like the other team has the ball with, like, 8 minutes left. You've probably lost. Because, like, if you get that ball back and on your own side of the field, it's like you're going to milk that entire clock and then kick a field goal. And it's like you're going to be sitting there losing by a hook. Like, I do not know how people lay minus 3.5. I agree with you. That game's probably landing a field goal. So I think that's a great bet. And my last one here is just like, this has become all reliable for me. So I'm just going to keep betting it. And, like, the problem is I think the sportsbook has already caught up to the fact that they had kind of maybe mispriced this a little bit. First quarter yards, Chris Olave. And yeah, I had plus 140. It's brutal. Like, that's a catch, bro. And it's like, I'll give credit to the stack man. He taught me this. Like, I was a big first drive catch guy. But this is kind of, especially if you get the ball first, kind of guaranteeing you 2 possessions to get a catch, basically, and also and kind of possibly 3, depends on these teams. And I mean, it wouldn't shock me with these teams if like we have a couple quick drives, but it's like Olave's getting a target, maybe 2 in the first quarter. Can he get 1 for 5 yards? And I'll say yes. I'll say yes.
Am I allowed to give out a Monday pick on this show? If it's a best bet?
I think, well, I always say this is like what I kind of always check down to is you're allowed to do whatever you want on the show while the show's going on because there's no one here to stop us. So it's like we can do whatever we want right now, and then it's like worst case scenario we get fired on Monday. But that's a tomorrow problem.
I'll just shout out Texans -2.5, my favorite bet of the week.
Yeah,
so we can
I like
add
Texans.
that.
Let's just take money line. We'll take money line.
Yeah, that's a good take. Texans money line. Great spot for CJ Stroud on offense to get right. I'll give out a prop, Bryson, because you're the prop guy. I'm not the prop guy, but it's my first time on the show, so why not? I'm giving out a prop for my team because that's really all I can give out. I just don't normally do props, but Chase Brown 4+ receptions for you love the running back receptions. I think the Bengals are going to kind of stay conservative here and not try to push the ball down the field a ton. They want to win. Like they want to go 2-0 because they have heard all the shit and the noise. Like they want to do whatever they can to just get out of there with the win. How do you best guarantee a win at home? Don't turn the ball over. Dump it off to your running back in space. Let him do his thing. 4+ at 123, 3+ at -181. I'll take 4+. 4+ receptions for Chase Brown.
63-1. You're speaking my language, man. If we sweep the board, like if we're having another week like last week, we're hitting everything. 63-1. Holy smokies! And then Ryan's gone officially. Ryan's gone officially if this hits. If we hit the touchdown parlay and this, we lose Ryan, or we have to go to a 3-person show, one or the other. That's above my pay grade. That would be nuts.
Scroll down. Let's recap these bets.
Your turn to read the recap.
Bijan 4+ receptions -129. Jets +6.5. Brandon Aubrey 3+ field goals. He did ladder them, but 3+ field goals for the parlay. Seahawks +3.5. Chris Olave 5+ first quarter receiving yards, and Chase Brown 4+ receptions. Those are our 6 best bets for NFL Week 2. Bryson, so what I'm hearing is we already won the touchdown parlay. What is the one that has to hit? Because we have 5 of 6. What is the last leg that has to hit here?
I think I think the scary thing here is this. I think it's 2 things. I think it's 1, your Chase Brown pick because we took 4 instead of 3. I think 3 is definitely hitting. I think 4 is going to be like a James Cook situation from last week where it's like I was stuck on 3 and then it's like all of a sudden I had 5. Like, so are we going to get over that hump? Are we going to get over that quarter where he doesn't get a reception and get another one? And then I think the other take is I do think the Brandon Aubrey situation, like there's the world where the Giants are actually just stinky poo and the Cowboys just go smoke them. Like that's a concern I have. But I don't know. I like Brandon Aubrey. So
very possible. But hopefully we, so we already hit the touchdown parlay. So like you said, this 65-1, whatever it is, feeling good. We're feeling good.
Feel good.
Let's win some money today. In the chat, we got some Ravens love. They're going to roll the Browns.
That's a bold take.
Logie's mentioning that I did screw him last week with the touchdown parlays. Logan and I, for App Team, we did 4 parlays for the primetime games. 3 normal legs and a touchdown in all 4 of them. We hit on Thursday night, and every other primetime game after that, the only legs we didn't hit, the touchdown part, were the touchdown leg. So we hit every other normal leg, and the touchdown picks were mine. So technically he's right.
Brutal.
All right, Bryson. This was fun. We're going to win a ton of money. NFL Week 2. We'll catch you guys later.
Peace.